Welcome to Mika Model College online tutorial. We hope at the end of this lesson, you will have acquired the expected learning outcome. Sit down and listen attentively as we introduce your subject teacher.
Hello students, my name is Michael Ozome Obansa, your accounts teacher. We are going to be discussing a topic in accounting today called subsidiary book. The title is subsidiary books. Now, we want to see what subsidiary books are. Now, subsidiary books can be defined as the book of original or prime entry. They are used to make first entry of transactions. I said it is a book of original entry in the sense that it is the first book in which transactions as they occur instantly will be recorded. They are also referred to as a prime entry. That is the book of prime entry. They are used to make first entry of transactions. Before any entry can be made in the ledger, it must first be recorded in the subsidiary books. Take note of this, that the subsidiary books do not form part of the double entry principle. Like I was explaining to you in the previous class, if you have subscribed to our channel and you have been following, you will understand that the previous lesson we discussed the source of documents, and we said that the source of documents, they are not part of the account, but they are just a source of documents to the account itself. So subsidiary books do not form part of the double entry system. Now, what are the reasons for keeping the subsidiary book? We want to see the reasons why subsidiary books are kept. The first one is to know the total sales and purchases as they occur. Don't forget that on daily basis, as transactions occur, they are to be recorded instantly. As they are occurring, we record them. As they occur, we record them. Now, at the end of the day, we will be able to know the total sales that has been made and the total purchases that have been made. In this, we said that purchases date book will help us to keep track of the total sales and purchases as they occur on daily basis. The next one is that they are used as books to make first entry of transaction. I said before now that immediately a transaction occurs, it is recorded. And where do we record them? We record them in the subsidiary books. There are different types of subsidiary books. As we proceed in the lesson, you will understand better that as they occur, they are recorded. The next one is that it helps us to keep track of people to whom money is owed. An organization may be owing a particular organization. The record will be shown in the subsidiary book. It will be written down that yes, our own organization is owing the other organization certain amount of money, and of people whom we owe. Also, we said number 3, to keep track of people to whom money is owed and of people who we owe money. The division of subsidiary book is the next that we are going to be discussing. Divisions of subsidiary book. Basically, subsidiary books can be divided into 6 books. We are going to divide them into 6 books and we'll be taking them one after the other, which will be explained. Now, let us see the subsidiary books and their nature. Sales day book is the first one, and the sales day book is also known as the sales journal. Don't forget, the sales day book is the first subsidiary book we'll be discussing, and we will be seeing it and its nature. What is it used for? How do we enter records into them? Don't forget also that the sales day book is also referred to as the sales journal. We also have the next one, which is returns inward journal. Returns inward journal. The return inward journal works alongside with what? The sales day book. They work hand in hand, because as you sell to customer, the customer may decide to return part of the goods that you have sold to them. Take for example, a customer ordered for let's say slippers size 11, a dozen of slippers size 11, and the person that packaged the product mistakenly packaged size 12 alongside with it, and this customer knows that his own he will be able to sell only size 11 to his own customer, what will he do? He will have to return the size 12 that was packaged alongside with the size 11. And so we said return inward will be discussed alongside with sales day book. The next one is the purchase day book. Purchase day book. This purchase day book is also known as the purchases journal. Then purchases day book also work hand in hand with the next one, which is the returns outward journal. The returns outward journal is used by a customer to return goods back to the person who he has buy goods from. Now, let us take them one after the other. But before then, don't forget another aspect of a subsidiary book that we have not discussed, which is the general journal and also the cash book. All these are the items that forms the the subsidiary books that we are going to be discussing. Let's take them one after the other now. Sales day book. Sales day book, this is also known as the sales journal. This is a book of original entry, that is the book of first entry, in which credit sales are recorded before they are recorded in the ledger. Take note of this, credit sales. Credit sales are just the transactions that can be recorded in the sales day book. Sales can be done on cash. It will not come to the sales day book. It is going to the cash book. But when sale is made on credit, it comes to the sales day book. That is why we said it is a book of original entry in which credit sales are recorded before they are posted to the ledger. In this book, all credit sales must be first recorded. Take note, all credit sales must first be recorded. It is important for us to note, my dear students, that the sales journal is not part of the double entry principle, because the sales day book is just a book to keep track of the credit sales transaction that was made during the accounting period. Now, let us see how the posting is done from the sales journal. The total of the sales day book will be transferred to the sales account at the credit side in the general ledger. By the time we start working example, you will understand better. The total credit sales, haven't post all the transaction in the sales day book. The total credit sales, the total sales that is made on credit will be transferred to the credit side of the general ledger. That is the sales account. The act of doing or of entering into the customer's account is known as posting. Don't forget, the process by which a transaction is entered in a customer account is known as posting. Let us, before we continue, let's discuss the trade discount, because there are some instances whereby a customer buy from a supplier and a discount will be given. Let us see what is even this discount and how does it apply. Discount, as we have it on the screen, is the percentage deduction from the retail price of any commodity. The percentage deduction from the retail price of any commodity. It is an allowance of the selling price. That is the allowance removed from the original price or the catalog price of the goods as supplied. What we mean here is that trade discount, an item can be set to be sold for, let's say, 1,000 naira. Now, the customer can decide to give trade discount, let's say to encourage the customer for prompt payment or for buying in bulk. Now, the customer, the seller now said, okay, you are buying this product 1,000 naira, that is the catalog price or the original price, but I want to give you 10% trade discount. This will mean that the customer will not be paying 1,000 naira, but rather he will be paying 10% less of what? 1,000 naira, which is 10 naira, 100 naira, removed from the 1,000 naira, meaning that the customer now will be paying 900 naira as the value for the product. Now, we want to see the format of a sales journal. The format of a sales journal has the following column. It has a column for dates, it has a column for particulars, it has a column for folio, it has a column for details, it has a column for total. The date will record the day, the month, and the year in which the transaction occurred. Like we have on this specimen on the board, we see it occurs on in 2019, January 3rd. I said the date record the year, the month, and the day in which the transaction occurred. And on the screen you can see Victory Consult. Victory Consult shows on the particular column what happened. It is going to be describing, the particular column will be describing the items that are being bought or the items that are being sold during the accounting period. Then the folio column is used for analysis. The details column will tell us the number of bag or the number of item, the unit of item multiplied by the price, the prices. Then the value will be written down in the details column. Then after the whole transaction for the accounting period, it will now be transferred to the total. It is that total that we will now analyze using the folio column. Now, let us look at the first illustration. The first illustration reads, enter the following transactions of Flourish Enterprise in the sales day book for the month of January 2019. On the 3rd of January 2019, sold to Ade and Sons. Don't forget, when we read before now, we said it is for Flourish Enterprise. Flourish Enterprise now is selling to who? Ade and Sons on credit. 10 bags of rice at 40 naira each. 6 bags of beans at 300 naira each. From this you see two items were bought. 10 bags of rice and 6 bags of beans. Let us see the solution to that question. The first thing for us to do is to enter the date in which the transaction occurred. It occurred on the 3rd of January 2019. What happened on the 3rd of January 2019? You can see from the screen under the particular column, Ade and Son. Ade and Son buying from who? Flourish Enterprise on credit. 10 bags of rice at 40 naira each. 10 bags of rice at 40 naira each. Looking at that 10 bags of rice at 40 naira each at the details column, you will discover that you have 400 naira, and you will wonder how comes about 400 naira under the details column. What we do is just to multiply the total unit bought by the price. That is 10 bags multiplied by 40 naira to give us 400 naira. We shift it also to the total column. Then the next item that was purchased by Ade and Sons from Flourish Enterprise was 6 bags of beans. 6 bags of beans at how much? At 300 naira each. What we do here is also to multiply 300 by 6 to give us 1,800 naira under the details column. After that, there is no any other transaction that occur between Ade and Sons and Flourish Enterprise. The next thing for us to do is to close the whole book by the total. You add 400 plus 1,800 under the total column to give us 2,200 naira. 2,200 naira. That will be analyzed thus as transfer to sales account under the ledger. transfer to sales account, credit. It means that in the general ledger, when posting this transaction, you will transfer it to the credit side. Like I said before, we are going to be discussing the sales returns alongside with the sales day book, because when you make sales, there can be a return. Let us take a look at the sales returns journal. The sales returns journal is used to record goods returned by customers. It is used to record goods returned by customers. It may be due to wrong color. What are the reasons? These are the reasons for return. It may be due to wrong color, wrong type, that is, the type you ordered for was not what you were supplied, or breakage, or even inferior quality. If the quality that you want is better than what is given to you, there is need for you to return. You need not to keep them to yourself so as not to sustain loss at the end of the accounting period. There is need for you to make returns. And when return on sales is made, it is recorded under the sales return journal. Another name for sales return journal is what we call return out inward. It is what we call return inward. Another name for sales journal is return inward book. Now, let us look at the procedures for entry. We have 3 procedures. The first one, return inward book, is entered immediately goods are returned. As soon as goods is returned back to the supplier, what they do is to open a return inward book and instantly enter the items that were returned. The second one is that the returns inward account in the general ledger is going to be debited. Then the third one is that the customer's account will be credited, because return is to be made back to the customer. Now, let us see an illustration that will help us to understand how to post to the return inward. Now, the first illustration says that on January 5th, there was a return from Ade and Sons. 2 bags of rice, 40 naira each. 3 bags of beans, 300 naira each. Let's see the solution to that. The format is exactly the same thing with that of the sales day book, but the difference now is that there is a return. This one is titled Return Inward Book. You can see from the title, Return Inward Book. The date, that is the day in which the transaction occurred, 2019, January 5th. Under the particulars, Ade and Sons returns to Flourish Enterprise now 2 bags of rice at 40 naira each. It means that you multiply 2 by 40 to know the total value that you are returning as far as bag of rice is concerned. That is 2 by 40 to give us 80 naira. The next one is 3 bags of beans at 300 naira each. That is 3 multiplied by 300 naira to give us 900 naira. Here we will add under the total column 80 plus 900 to give us 980 naira. I told you at the end of every journal you will need to make an analysis. The analysis here is that transfer to return inward account, debit. That is, at the debit side of the general ledger, you are going to transfer this value of 980 naira. But don't forget that the previous one that we discussed, that was the sales day book. At the end of the analysis, we said transfer to sales journal in the general ledger at the credit. That is to say, this one under the general ledger will be at the debit, while that of the sales journal will be at the credit. Now let us look at the ledger. The ledger account will look like this. We have the debit side because this is an account, unlike the previous one which was just a book. that keeps tracks of the transaction that occur. Now the account, return inward account. And in the analysis, we are to transfer to where? The debit side. That is why the value here, 980 naira, is at the debit side. And you need to put the name of the person who is concerned in the transaction. Ade and Sons, return 980 naira. Now let us see the ledger account that combines all the two questions that we have discussed so far. That is sales account and returns inward. The first one that we discussed says that we should transfer, the sales account says we should transfer how much? 2,200 naira to the credit side. Look at it, we have it here, 2,200 naira, that is Ade and Sons. Then the second one that we discussed says we should transfer to the debit side, 980 naira. The question now is, how do we arrive at this 1,220 naira? My dear students, it's simple. What we do is that we have seen that the credit side is greater than the debit side. Then we will subtract the value of the credit side from the debit side rather from the credit side. That is 980 naira from 2,200 naira to arrive at 1,220 naira. That is how we arrive at this value as our balance carried down. When you add these two values together, 980 plus 1,220 naira, you arrive at 2,200, and you have the same value at the debit side. Don't forget that whenever you have balance carried down, you will always have a balance brought down. Thank you very much. See you in the next class.